if you look now, we're almost finished. We've got the park and the parking deck, and Lee was a big advocate of having a parking deck down. I've heard him for 10 years talking about parking deck. I'm the chairman of the projects committee, and Lee is a member of the committee, so we're in charge of all public projects in town, amphitheater being one of them. Every Tuesday we meet and we have reviews of all the projects that currently the city is working on. We have over $100 million worth of projects right now, not including the federal courthouse, which is a federal project, but it's going right next to City Hall. So when that's finished and when the park is finished, the parking deck is also finished, in front of City Hall on University Boulevard, which has been torn up, seems like, for a year now, we finally put in the last median there, which will be planted with trees and then be irrigated and so forth. So we've repaired the sidewalks, we've widened the sidewalks, so for pedestrian, it's going to be a lot easier for pedestrians to go. That's about all we're going to do. We're doing further down Greensboro between the new fire station and the train station is our next big project. We're going to be redoing all of Greensboro. The wires are coming underground. Sidewalks again will be widened in the road and so forth. So we're hoping to develop some retail business from the fire station down to the train station. That's the next big project downtown. We have an overlay, which you may have heard about in the paper. They talked about that in planning and zoning on Monday night. The overlay district is very, very strict as far as what can be built, the types of buildings, the types of exteriors and so forth, and that's basically from the river to 15th Street, from Greensboro up here to Queen City. That's kind of our overlay, downtown overlay district. Jimmy John's came to us last night for approval. They're going to build a Jimmy John's little restaurant down there where Cuppy's was next to the bus station. So it's going to be a lot safer downtown as far as being able to walk. We've put in, and we hope people will start using the parking deck. There's 435 spaces that are all free. And it's only a block off University Boulevard and a block and a half from Timerson Square, where most of you all end up going sometime during the day.
Is it? I don't think it's clever closed. Isn't it open 24 hours?
It's open 24 hours and it's free. We've had people complain to us that they've been booted in that lot next to the old Am South Bank building because they didn't throw $5 into the slot. And I'm saying, why pay $5 when you walk the block and it's all free?
It's getting people into the mentality of parking and walking. It's going to eventually, I think, speed up, especially when folks are getting, the amphitheater is going to have a limited amount of parking right near it. People are going to start hopefully getting used to parking downtown, having dinner, and then, walking down the hill, walking up, and then eventually, it's not too far, and parking the parking deck. And you go to Birmingham or any other city, you ain't got a choice.
No.
So it's just a culture thing. But, like Bob was saying, we're trying to make wider sidewalks for, and this is something that we learned. I learned the other day that under Alabama law, you're not supposed to ride a bicycle on the sidewalk. So we got to start working on some more bike lanes. But we talked about it yesterday. If you start right down there at Chuck's, right there, it's Greensboro Avenue, right there where the flag is, where University and Greensboro intersect, and you start going backwards towards the county courthouse. One thing Charles Morgan told me when I was Chuck, he said, we sat here all day long, and you got 2 lanes here on Greensboro and 2 lanes here, and maybe that section only needs to be 1 lane, and we can extend the sidewalk in, out more to create larger patios and stuff. Where there's certain areas of downtown that don't need to have 2 lanes of traffic going one way and 2 lanes of traffic going the other way. So there's some creative things that we're thinking about that this downtown plan they passed on Monday night that, as soon as we get the dollars to continue to see what you're seeing happen down there with the plantings and the streetscapes and all that, we're going to continue to just add more and more and more contracts and improvements to fill in some of the less traveled streets. But right now we're trying to focus mainly on University, Greensboro, those main entryways, and then kind of work our way back and towards the river.
Another thing which you may or may not have seen, in the parking deck itself, we have 4 restaurants that face out toward the new park that are empty. So we are looking, if you know anybody that wants to put a restaurant in, it would be an ideal spot for a restaurant, because it will have patios. And you're talking about safety, it's gonna be off the road, it's on the other side facing the courthouse. So we're hoping, of course, when the courthouse, it's gonna be a federal courthouse that takes care of about 7 counties. We hope when that gets in there that there'll be enough people and so forth that will stimulate some restaurateurs to put in. And we're looking for up to 4 different restaurants. It could be breakfast and lunch, or it could be a white table or whatever. But what a great place. You got free parking, and a safe place, and a beautiful park to look out on, and you can sit out on the patio and have dinner.